Why do we cast people out? I think we lost the storyline. We reject more and more, and then we all end up isolated.
Being inside these walls is hard. I want to make this time count here.
You go into a monastery, and a monastery is a blessed experience. It's an opportunity to get to look inside and discover who you are and how you operate. And really, if you look at prisons, they have the same basic structure, just a different intention. So what if we shifted that intention?
When I was in the free world, I was bonded to the gang lifestyle, to violence, to drug use. So I wasn't really free even though I was in the outside. Yoga was new to me, meditation was new to me, the daily soul letters.
It encompassed so many components, from meditation to self-reflection. It was the right choice to bring it into the institution.
The book that we ended up writing is called The Art of Soul Making. The book is a guide to finding internal freedom regardless of one's circumstances.
I had a great opportunity to write with a pen pal named Miss Anjuli. And she goes through the same struggles like I do, but she's out there. And that's when it made me realize what freedom really was. Because it's not where you're at, it's how you see life. And the way she would write to me, like I was just another person, like I wasn't just some inmate that the world forgot about. She cared.
These are the letters that came in just this week.
From the time the inmate receives their first letter to the time that they receive the yoga mat from their soul maker, some magic is happening.
I was able to find an inner peace within myself, freedom inside that I never knew I could have.
The first time I meditated, I started crying, and I didn't know why. The stress of going to trial, of coming to prison, of this being new, I realized I was releasing emotions that I had stored up.
In the prison monastery system, we recognize healing the body allows for liberation of the mind. Participants work in gardens, ecological restoration projects contributing to the community, even harvesting food for better nutrition.
The Prison Food Project builds on the experience at the county jail, and the idea behind it is to engage both residents and custody in a project that grows food at the prison and then takes that food and prepares the food, cooks the food, and people get to eat the food that they have grown there at the prison.
When I was locked up, the most disheartening part about me being locked up in this system was it wasn't the crimes that they committed. It was the gifts that they possess.
Yeah.
I've never seen that much creativity in one space in my life.
Right.
I've also walked on Ivy League campuses, so I've seen, great minds in one space, and it had no match on what I saw in that prison system. That was the most disheartening part.
Jesus walked around with hardened criminals. Like, he hung out with us.
It's important for us to realize that we place a value on the persons who are incarcerated, because 95% of them are going to be out someday.
The guards would kind of be peeking over the shoulders of the prison residents into the Art of Soul Making programs and saying that we need something like this.
Corrections officers are never talked in the framework of a hero or even a service worker in the way that we celebrate frontline service people. But they're about as frontline service people as it gets. So we address that with our Guards to Guardians program.
I was taken by this program in a way that I had no idea. I interviewed these officers and I just started to relate to them as people.
After I first read it, and I've told you this, and I've nicknamed it my chicken soup for the soul for correctional officers.
Correctional officers are with the inmates for the entire time they're in jail or prison. So who can be a big influence for those incarcerated? We can be the influence.
Contribution is the natural outcome of anyone being changed or transformed from the ground up. Built into every program we have is the opportunity for participants to actually give back to the community.
You can make your own freedom. It's not where you're at, it's how you act where you're at.
I was imprisoned within myself. I was imprisoned by my life being dictated by others. So actually being able to go through this course and feel freer than I've ever felt, I'm free within myself and I'm free in prison.
It's bringing healing to these women, and it's not so bad to be here.
The most important thing we can do as human beings is begin to connect again with ourselves, with the earth, and with each other.
It's a judge's job to punish. It's a prison's job to create good neighbors. To become good neighbors, you need to be physically and emotionally well. And therefore, we want to create prisons that are healthy places, healthy physically and healthy emotionally.
In your liberation, you're actually contributing to everyone else's liberation around you.
We just want you to do you. Just be you. Whatever that is.
Ecological restoration and human restoration, that is restorative justice.